And if I have something that I don't want to drag and drop and resize, all I need to do is just select it, hit Control V or copy, and I can paste it multiple times, just so I don't have to drag and drop and resize and customize the label all over again. The same can be done for your data fields. And now that I have a lot more data per detail line and all of my column names there, I can hit preview. I can see how my report is coming out. And I feel that this report is a little bit bland, so let's jazz it up a little bit by going back to the design screen and selecting the field. And just like in Word or Excel, I can go and modify the font, the size, color, the justification, any number of things. So I'm making the columns and the detail lines stand out just a little bit. I'm going to add a text color and also add a background color as I see fit. And now that I have done this with my column names, I'm going to apply these same basic settings to my detail line. So every time the customer name appears, it's going to use different style font. And across the board, I'm going to show every time one of these fields appears, it's going to use this information in my detail line. Now if we go to preview, we can see the changes we are making. This looks wonderful. But I don't need to see, whenever I show cogs or dates, I don't need to see the midnight timestamp or the extra 2 zeros and the decimal point. I can actually, the same way I modified each cell to have these wonderful colors, I have the property editor. It's going to be the box at the top right that appears every time I select a cell or a band. Clicking this box allows me to change the behavior of the cell itself. In it, I can see what a data cell is bound to. I can also see grouping information as well as format information. And for this case, all I would need to do is modify the format string. And since it's a date, I would choose date time. All I need to see is a day, a month, and a year. And if I run preview, I can already see if I scroll over that this no longer gives me the long date format with a midnight timestamp. I'm just filtering out that timestamp and having it display in this shorter form. The same principle applies to my cost of goods sold. Go to the task area, go to format string, and since it's a currency, I'm looking at costs here, I only want to see it expressed in dollar and cents. I don't need to see the extra 2 decimals. So it's going to be giving me a dollar symbol and 2 decimals. I can see that right here in my format string. If I go to preview, it is no longer showing me that, and it is also actually adding the dollar symbol there. And now there's a lot of wasted space between the columns, so I'm going to shrink down the fields a little bit and get my report a little bit more organized. Now that I've tried to eliminate a lot of the wasted space on the report, I'm going to see how many pages this is coming out to. So I would just go to the report tools and my page footer and just drag over page info. This defaults to page number. As you can see, I can snap this to the grid. I can also make sure it's centered. Now it's showing me 1 of 1, but the preview is going to show me exactly how many pages I've got when the report is generated. I can also customize this to be showing me the page number in different formats. If I want Roman numerals, or I don't want to show total page numbers, I just want to see my current page, I can edit this as well. If I go to preview, I can go down to the bottom of the page, and now, based on my page footer settings, I'll see a little bit of white space down there, and I will see my current page of total pages. Now my SQL query is returning 975 lines, but it's not giving me total amounts, which is why I want to see, summarized by report, how many different tickets I had and the amount of cases that I shipped based on this report. So in my report footer, I'm going to be bringing in my ticket number field and my case field. I'm also going to add in some labels just so I can see at the bottom what the number is I'm looking at.